Yo, what's good, Joel? I'm back again. Had yesterday off. I forgot all about it. I had one of my good friends' birthdays, so I was unavailable yesterday. Didn't get to watch a whole lot of basketball, which is unfortunate. But back today, so here we go again. Another big slate of games. 7 games for the day. So I was pretty much glued to the chair for 6 or 7 hours of the day, which gets pretty rough, but got to do what you got to do for this sort of thing. So without further ado, we'll get straight into it. First game of the day, Pacers and the 76ers. Pacers played really well as a team. Pascal Siakam, first triple-double as a Pacer, and his first one for the season, I believe. Played really well for them. He was the number one guy today, and everyone could see that. He was the number one option. They were hitting him when he wanted it, making the right reads, putting all the other shooters in their position, and just helping out the team. 76ers, other than the top 2 guys, they didn't really get much production. It's happened for majority of the season where nothing is getting done outside of Embiid and Maxey, which makes me believe that they should make a trade come the deadline, because I don't think down when it comes to playoffs that just 2 of them is going to be enough to get them over the line. So they've got some working out to do. Embiid 31 points, Maxey in the 20s, and the rest of the team I think barely cracked double digits, which is unfortunate. Still played well, still kept up with the Pacers majority of the game, but as I said, Pacers get the win, 134 to 122. Second game of the day, the Jazz and the Wizards. Jazz just played good team ball, scoring from Fontecchio, from Markkanen. Markkanen, I believe if he wasn't out so much this year, he would be an all-star again, putting up numbers every night, which is great for the Jazz. But the Jazz just don't seem to be building around him at the moment, which is unfortunate. I feel like he can be a number one option on a contending team right now. So for them to not build around them as of yet is quite unfortunate. But as I said, they are in their rebuild, so it could be the next couple of years that there will be a nothing team. So we'll see what happens with that. Whereas for the Wizards continue to struggle. They're just not getting anything out of anyone, realistically. They're playing good basketball on their nights, but tonight wasn't one of those nights. Those wins just aren't going on the board, which is unfortunate for the team morale. Going down the line, they should make a deal or just buy into the rebuild, potentially keep Jordan Poole around for a bit longer. Hopefully he improves and goes back to the level he was at Golden State, but only time will tell. Third game of the day, Timberwolves take a close one over the Nets. The Nets pulled back late. I think they went on an 8-0 run near the end of the fourth quarter with about 3 minutes left. So it was unfortunate to see them fall just short. Clutch free throws from a few guys. Timberwolves basically just kept them out of it, made them unable to score those final points. Mikal Bridges with a chance to tie it with 4 seconds left at the stripe, and unfortunately missed, and then gave up a lane violation, which was, in today's league, I don't know how we're calling the lane violations. It seems to happen night in and night out where guys step over it and it's not called by the referees, but tonight it was, which is rather unfortunate for Mikal. As I said, it doesn't happen too often. For the Timberwolves, second night of a back-to-back. I think on the broadcast they said they got into Brooklyn at 1:30 in the morning, so they had a massive day yesterday playing a back-to-back, but still managed to scrape the win out. 20-plus points from both Cat and Ant, so they continue to play good basketball. Rudy Gobert being that presence. Jaden McDaniels, his offensive game although he doesn't score, I feel like his offensive game is getting a lot better, which for the Timberwolves going down the line and them wanting to make some noise in the playoffs will be huge for them. But yeah, they scrape out a close one, 96-94. Low scoring game considering the circumstances of today's NBA, but good win for the Timberwolves. Fourth game of the day, Nuggets with quite the full team get absolutely run off the floor by the Knicks. Knicks just played beautiful team basketball today. Got 20 plus points from damn near six players from their roster, which when you get that from your team, that's what you want. It takes a lot of pressure off their star players in Randall and Brunson. Those guys don't have to do as much when the rest of the team's clicking and scoring for them. With the Knicks having depth problems for most of the year, it is good for them to be able to do that today. As I said, moving forward, they just got to keep that depth alive, keep punching it out, and hopefully keep that sort of form going into playoffs. As for the Nuggets, just wasn't their night. I think Jokic had 30 points, 11 rebounds and 3 assists or something like that. He was the only one that showed up for him today. Jamal struggled. Aaron Gordon really couldn't get anything going. MPJ's jumper wasn't really there. So, unfortunate for them, but as I said, defending champs, I don't think they're too worried about one game. They'll move forward, hopefully rebuild in a couple of days' time, get a big win over their next matchup. Fifth game of the day, Heat and Celtics, another blowout national TV game. Was kind of disappointing. Terry Rozier's debut for the Heat. He only had 7 points in 29 minutes or so. So it's all growing pains with him and the organisation, which everyone expects. First game with a new team, you got to find out where his placement in the team is. Jimmy Butler continuing to just cruise through the regular season, just put in enough effort for them to make the playoffs. So he will continue to cruise along, I suspect. Not put too much pressure on the rest of the regular season, but as last 20 games or so, I feel like he will start to ramp up and get ready for the playoffs, because we all know that playoff Jimmy Butler is a different beast. So yeah, just wasn't the Heat's night. The Celtics clicking on all cylinders as they do most nights, playing lockdown defense, stopping them getting anything easy, scoring on the other end of the ball. Just this prime time Celtics basketball. Wasn't really much the Heat could do. The Heat sort of waved the white flag early in the fourth quarter, as we sort of suspected. Saw some bench minutes from a lot of guys who are trying to get into position, which is good, because I am a bit of a sucker for bench minutes, seeing new guys come in and actually get some floor time, which is great for them and sometimes changes the rotation of teams. Not a lot of times, but occasionally changes the rotation because people can prove that they are worth touching the floor. Second last game of the day, my Warriors, we lost a close one. Last possession of the game, Steph Curry turning the ball over at the most crucial time. In fairness to him, the rest of the team wasn't really giving him a lot to go to. He was getting double teamed. There was no screening coming for him. So we managed to find a way to lose this one as well. On the second night of a back-to-back, to be fair, but it was a homestand, so there wasn't really too much lag for our players. Harrison Barnes just scored everything he put up at the ring. I think he ended with 36 points or something, just ridiculous for Harrison Barnes. I think they said he only had 9 30-point games of his career up until that point, so massive night for him. De'Aaron Fox being that guy that he always is, giving them buckets when needed, hit 2 huge threes down the stretch. It's, tough loss. Other than that, Steph Curry had a blinder first quarter, and then after that couldn't really get anything going. 5 threes in the first quarter, and then absolutely nothing after that. As for the Kings, good game for you guys. Big win in the circumstances, being at Chase Center. They take that one 134 to 133. Last game of the day, Lakers dismantled the Bulls. Although it was only a 9-point game in the end, the Lakers were up majority of the game by 20-plus points. D'Angelo Russell, massive game. LeBron continuing to be LeBron. AD was contributing, not doing too much, but just enough for them to be on cruise control against this team. Austin Reeves, 20 points off the bench. Huge for them if he can continue to do that. That'd be great. As for the Bulls, DeMar DeRozan and Kobe White, they're only two offensive options at the moment. With Zach LaVine coming back in and then immediately going back out is a little unfortunate, but as I said, the Bulls will make a move at the deadline, I am pretty certain of, and we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, Lakers win this one pretty convincingly. Final score 141 to 132. So big, huge scoring night for both teams, but the Lakers pull it out in the end. That's all the games for today. Big day in the association. I think there's another 8 games or so tomorrow. But as I said, weekend content. I'm going to get out a content-based video, hopefully pretty early for you guys. So I'll do that sometime early tomorrow. As I said, another good day of basketball, other than a few blowouts. Oh, and on one last note, we saw Kristaps go out in the Celtics game for his health. I said earlier in my videos that his health will be a massive concern for the Celtics going down the line. So we'll wait and see what happens with him. It didn't look too bad, just a bit of a rolled ankle. But as I said, we'll see in the next couple of days with the reports coming out. Hopefully he doesn't miss too much time because he is a key to their success. And who knows where they'll be without him. That's it for today. As I said, I'll see you guys with some content tomorrow. And that's me for today. Peace.